This is a story for those who wish that they could truly read between the lines of the book they were reading and see the world of the story through the eyes of the author. For those who wish that they could make nonfiction from fiction. For those who wish that dreams were true. This is a story of a group of wayward friends who came together from the far reaches of two worlds to come together and to help make dreams reality. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello and welcome to Hazeltown Story Episode 3. We left on a little bit of a cliffhanger there, but before we actually get into the episode proper, let's do a little recap. So far, the group of players that are playing this time are, we got Carnival as Elmis Graner, who is a technomancer who has not exactly had the greatest luck with their roles. We have had Deathmaster 780 as Nelos Masters, who has basically been a club bouncer red panda who is helping out the team. Can't exactly remember exactly off the top of my head what exactly they've done so far. Not that they're not pulling their weight, but I just can't exactly remember what it is at the top of my head. And we have TorpidTypist as Iravia, the quote-unquote chaos cow, who has been doing nothing but breaking things and actually finding out some very important things. So that's not exactly a bad thing. Just kind of also to recap what exactly we're doing. So our group of those three, plus Lyla Moore, who I am kind of controlling, are tasked with basically one of Theron Pendragon's old friends has basically, they live in kind of a mountainous region. And in those mountains used to be some wizard lair. And what was thought to be an abandoned wizard lair is now seemed to have been unabandoned for a short amount of time and was used for some questionable deeds. So right now we are essentially using magic to kind of figure out what exactly those deeds were. And they have in fact found themselves inside of this lair. And they have found a few things, but we will find more things out within this layer, and but kind of getting some more details on who exactly is occupying this layer. So, in fact, when we did leave off the cliffhanger that I mentioned earlier, basically Lyla and Iravia were basically tearing apart a library, trying to see exactly if anything would happen. And as a matter of fact, something did happen. A drone has managed to kind of bumble their way into the library they were in and is kind of noticing some things going haywire, but hasn't exactly found our two heroes, I guess, is what we could probably call them. Maybe. Who knows? But basically has found them, and this drone is very visually armed. So this could go in many different directions. But before speculating, we can just figure out what exactly happened, because that is going to happen right now.
It's time for some skeet shooting.
So, okay.
It's right next to me, and I have the shotgun.
So,
I mean, I could grab it though and just slam dunk it into the ground.
Let me. So, one thing that I will have it do. So, while you're doing this, Lyla notices, and she kind of instinctively pulls. She pulls out. She knows that she pulls out what looks like a revolver, and basically kind of puts her other hand on what will be the cylinder, and kind of like charges it. And I need to let's see. Well, I don't need to hide this since she's technically a player character. Let me check. Technomancy. So 2 blues and let's see, that'd be 2 greens.
Technically speaking, I could technomancy my shotgun too, couldn't I?
You don't need to.
Ah.
Yours is just a gun. So what hers? She pulls out what is referred to as a. Let's see. What's the terminology I used?
In a revolver.
It is a
magic around.
She has a magic repeater. So what she does is she does a simple. Let's see. I need to look at magic. Magic is by default a easy. I am going to have it do. Okay, I'm going to have it do 2. So I need to do 2, 2, 3, and then that. So I'm rolling 2 greens, a blue, and 2 difficulty. Okay, it's success. So she has a success, definitely. So her, like, you see her kind of charge the thing, and you notice that the thing glows a little bit. The thing is, it actually kind of, you notice that it kind of, because it's a threat. It's just one threat. That's not enough to do that. So basically, she looks like she has to do it twice. So she, rather than using the 2 strain to charge it up, she took 3. So her thing is now ready to go. Okay, so you see that you are, like, she is armed with a shotgun, or you are armed with a shotgun. She has her thing ready to go. You technically are not close enough to be considered engaged, but you are within short range of it.
Okay.
Do you want to, I was gonna say, do you take the thing and basically go? Like, do you want to make a shot against it?
I will make a shot against it.
Okay, that is, let me see. That is your ranged heavy. Let's see, and that would be a short ranged attack is an easy. So just one purple. Also, I will give you a boost die as well. I'll also roll a boost die. That doesn't matter.
Are you kidding me?
So you shoot at it. And the thing is, you miss it. Actually, I'll do this.
Man, I'm rolling dog shit. So let me re-roll again. I fucked up the boost die, I swear.
So basically, okay. So here's how I'm gonna revolve it. You miss it. Oh, crap! I gotta. Oh, let's see. Actually, because your thing actually has blast, so I gotta check to see how that works.
Also interesting how it defaults to failure and not success.
I mean, that it does technically, but all you need is one net success just to count.
Yeah.
And it's easier to program it from a sense of just if nothing failure, and then
Okay, so you have to hit it for the blast to engage. So what I will have happen is this. It is somewhat. It was not expecting a loud enough sound, but you just blasted it with a shotgun practically at not point blank range, but pretty close. So it is looking around, and it is actually somewhat stunned at that. Like, it was not detecting your sound register actually somewhat confused its programming a little bit. So it kind of just stands there. Which means that I am going to have. So with that, Lyla sees that, and she just takes a shot with her revolver. Let's see, and she would do. Okay, so she is doing. Let's see, 2. Yeah, that is 2.
Taking my dice like a monster.
There. So she's up, and also 1 there. And then let's roll. And
holy shit.
Oh, it's 1 success, 1 advantage. So she hits, and that does, with the way that the repeater works, let's see, so that will do, let's see, it's 1 plus 1 for that, so plus 4, plus her intellect, which is a 3? Yeah, so she does 7 damage to it, which, let me check. As soak 2, so that would be 5 damage. It basically explodes, or it kind of crumbles apart, and just starts to just crumbles into a million, like not a million pieces, but it basically breaks apart and is no longer operational.
Just gonna run at Lyla with a high five ready.
Yeah, and she kind of looks like, I think we need to regroup.
Okay, but what about North?
We can do North and then regroup.
But North.
We're doing North.
But now.
We're doing now. Let's go now and then regroup.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, good.
So you are heading north. So you open the door, and
on the floor.
yeah, and on the floor is that chair you threw because you entered the theater.
Just do a slow fist pump.
You do check, and you do see that there is no other threat going around. But you do enter the theater, and it is, as you would expect, empty. The chair that you were there is basically on the ground. You notice that some of the wood that was underneath it kind of has been splintered there, and you see the projector. You do also see there is a small, like, little side back room that basically you kind of poke your head in, and there is a bunch of reels for movies, and also, you basically just see, like, some trash.
Any names on the reels? Anything recognizable?
You notice some popular movies from about, say, 10 years ago.
Okay.
But it's nothing super recent. But you also do see some educational films in there.
Ugh. This place is disgusting.
And then Lyla says, okay, we need to find the others.
Yeah, let's go back to fuck.
Okay. So as you head down... Oh, not down. So we're going back to Nelos and Elmis. You said you wanted to go west?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go down the small hallway and open the door, and you notice something very interesting. You walk, and you see essentially a platform or a floor very similar, like carpeted like the rest of the mansion, or like the rest of the room. There is a giant circular chair in the center. All the walls in the ceiling look like the outside. Like, it looks like it is made of glass.
And is it?
It is not.
Yeah.
It is, you kind of touch the side, and it is stone. Something is projecting onto it.
Okay, could I use Technomancy to see if I can detect where the project...
You kind of, I'll just have it, I'll just give it to you because there's no real thing. You see that, you feel that there is something, this thing in the center, like there is a circular chair. There is a giant orb in the center. Like there is essentially a cylinder that has an orbit top that you feel that is projecting, basically doing this projection.
Alright. Let Nilo know this, and then just walk over there and just start to fiddle with it. Not like trying to just brute force control, but just start fiddling, seeing if there's anything mechanically going.
Try not to fry this one.
As you're kind of doing this, you notice that there is just a panel that has a few buttons. And yeah, you just see that there's a panel that has a few buttons that you could press.
Okay. Start pressing those.
As you start to press it, you start seeing different views. Like, basically, it looks like the area that it's projecting looks different. It is basically almost as if there are cameras that are projecting in different areas that you need to, basically, as you press it, is basically going to different areas.
Okay, this looks like it's a security room or something like a safer scene.
I'll say also, as you're kind of doing this, you kind of take another look. You do see that there is another. You also notice that the camera views, it's not viewing inside the thing. It is always looking outside, and it's giving you a very scenic view. Like, it doesn't look like it's looking at anything in particular. It is just looking at various different views.
Okay. But there are noticeably different angles, but they're just always outdoors.
Yes. You do also see some bookshelves that have also some books that are on it. Like small ones that look like they're not really, like, they don't have a whole lot of books in them. They looks like anything that's placed in there just kind of put on there.
Alright. Now we'll go over and take a look at one of them.
You pick it up and you notice that it's just a novel. It's just basically it's a science fiction novel.
Mm.
Like any of the books that you kind of, as you look through there, you notice that it's nothing like hardcore. It's nothing really super specialized. They're just books.
Alright.
Yeah. I guess is this room only connected to itself, or is there?
Yeah, it's only connected to itself.
Okay. I mean, I could go and try and see if I can rewire this to give us camera. See if I find any cameras in the building itself. If you're.
Sure. I can have you do a take control check.
Let's try that again and see how that goes.
So that will be, I believe that'll be 3.
2 yellow, blue.
2 yellows, a blue, and 3 purples.
All right, go for it.
Oh, you need one more yellow.
It's 2 yellow.
Oh, 2, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There, and I'll roll
Right.
it for you.
You take the roll.
And nothing
Damn it.
happens. You can't.
Okay.
least-
Nothing.
You basically,
At least you didn't blow up this time.
you didn't blow up. It didn't shock you. It just, you can't.
Damn. Looks like this place is secured better than I would have liked.
Well, they have been around for a while now.
See, but they usually get lazy at that point.
Well, not when there's godhood on the line.
All right. I guess we can head back and go to the north room, I guess.
Well, you'd
Sure.
be going east. 'Cause
Well,
you'd-
east back into there, and then
Yeah.
to the room that's the north.
At
Okay.
least to go north.
So I'll do this. As Iravia and Lyla head back into there, the doors to the door from basically the hallway leading west from the gallery is basically just an empty hallway. As they reach the first floor, they kind of see you, and they both you all are now regrouped in the parlor.
Hey, so how did your investigation go?
I threw a chair.
Nice.
We almost got shot at. There are
I threw
some.
several chairs, actually.
There was something came after us. It wasn't big,
Uh-oh.
but it was looked like some sort of automaton. It was flying, and it had a gun attached to it.
Very
Oh.
sloppily.
That matches the documents that we found.
Yeah, it was just a murder orb, and we murdered it.
Yeah, but I feel this is Lyla, I feel that we should kind of probably keep together now.
That's
As long as
probably
I
for
could
the
throw
best,
more chairs.
considering that L here nearly fried himself when he saw a stove.
It was fine.
Okay.
Sounds like we had a much better time.
So what all did you find?
So, I forget if Elmis, she had the document, or was
Yeah,
Nella.
she's the one who had him last.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, she gives them to Lyla to see if she can read anything more from them, and then something Orion is here, if that means anything.
Terrorists. They're terrorists.
She kind of looks alarmed a little bit and kind of takes a look. She just kind of looks at it and just kind of like, I can't read this off the top of my head, because it's like, she can tell that it is not a natural, it is not a language that was like, it's not a language that is majorly spoken by any particular culture, that it is some sort of scripted language, or some sort of like, it's conlag.
Esperanto.
Not quite Esperanto. Esperanto exists in this universe, by the way. And it's
Oh,
actually
right.
used
Of
by
course it does.
it exists and is actually used by a particular culture, but that is something else.
I just meant by, like, Esperanto as in, like, it's something that was...
it is.
constructed.
Yes, it is something like that. I just felt like I should probably mention that. So, yeah, and then Lyla's like, okay, we found some libraries and also a theater and some other side rooms. We we found a bunch of books on animancy, so we think that whoever occupied this was some sort of animancer. So there's some sort of we think maybe like doctors were here, like magical doctors.
Actually, could everybody get in the elevator except Elmis? And Elmis, could you look at one of those suits of armor?
All right.
Uh,
Sure.
Basically, okay, so you all go essentially, you go east to the gallery, and basically Lila's kind of poking, like basically standing a bit side, and she kind of points you towards the suits of armor that are in the corner of the room.
All right. Let's take control, and this time I guess I'll spin destroy point
Okay.
for it. So that's
So that will be two difficulty.
2 boost. Okay, difficulty. All right.
2 difficulty, 2 yellows, and a blue.
Blue.
I love y'all fucking drawing from my dice sword.
Look, it's the closest.
Okay.
Let's see it this time.
Show me the money.
No.
Fucking
Okay. So
Wow.
okay. Well, so here's the thing. Is you don't take control of it. But I will say this. As you're trying to take control of it, you notice that essentially, you kind of, as you're seeing something, you feel something, as you're kind of toying with it, you feel something break within it. Like you kind of, like, you notice something, like you were trying to take control, but then it like hard relocked.
I see. It's like it's anti-tampering, like when, like in those safes that lock themselves forever if you try and brute force them.
Not really, because it's more of you bricked
You just
it.
fucked up.
You bricked it, essentially. You actually overloaded it.
Okay. Well,
Congrats on fucking it up.
good news is, if these things were designed to be guards, they're not going to come to life and try and shoot us. Bad news is I didn't take control of them for us. So
You know
I
what?
think the
I'd be
first
lying
one-
if I said I wasn't hoping it would shoot you when you fucked up, but
Nelos is just shaking her head and says to Iravia and Lyla, "Imagine this, but a stove."
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Just puts one hand reassuringly on her shoulder.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Okay. So, with that, now you can tell that these are definitely not they're not, like, there are robots in there, and that they're tampered from what they originally were.
Robots in disguise.
And you can tell that they are armed.
Well, that was obvious.
Yeah. So from that, there are actually, just to point out, there are actually 2 rooms that you have not, or there is 2 pathways you have not gone through yet. There is north in the gallery and north in the parlor.
Let's do the parlor.
sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So you go back to the parlor, and then you go north. And as you walk in, you tell that this room that you're entering is much larger than any of the other rooms. So you go in, and then you kind of walk down a short hallway. Then you come across a kind of a T-shaped intersection. There is a door that leads to that goes up. Or there is what looks like a room to the north. There is also a room directly to your right. If you look to the right, there is a hallway, or the hallway ends essentially right after you go into, basically, if you, from that T-shaped intersection, basically, if you point right, basically the hallway ends as soon as you come across this really short room to your right. Then as you peer left, it is an extremely long hallway with a bunch of doors to the left and to the right. With there's also another hallway that goes up, that basically heads north.
How long
Guess
is
what's
that
happening is
one?
motherfuckers.
That one's not that short. From looking at the fourth going forward, you see you see a plaque that has two things on it. One is a image of a shower, or a shower head, and one that is a pictogram, or basically the letters WC.
Shit in a shower.
Um,
So,
Let's go down the short hallway to the right.
I
Yep.
want to go down the long hallway and start kicking doors open.
Let's not do that.
Or do.
So going down the short hallway, you see one door basically there's one door in that short hallway, and you see a pictograph next to it, and it is a picture of a shirt.
All right. Open the door.
You go in, and it is essentially a laundry room. There are a couple laundry machines. I would say older, kind of almost magically driven ones, but yeah, laundry machines nonetheless.
Any more of those trench coats?
No. You can tell it has been used.
You notice, though, there's a lack of underwear.
Yeah, you can't find any clothes in there.
See, they don't need them. They just need it for the trench coats.
Yeah, there's nothing else in there.
All right.
A bunch of fucking pervert wizards.
Well,
So do you want to go? So from there, you could either go into the room that looks like a shower / bathroom. You can go down the left hallway, or you can go down the north hallway.
Look, I've said where I want to go. 'Cause I want to go down the long hallway and start kicking doors in.
Let's go north.
Okay. You go down the north hallway and you come across a door that's basically it's a doorway that's has a emblem that looks like it is a staircase going down.
Crack that door open a bit.
You cannot because it is locked.
Okay, I'm gonna kick the door in.
Okay. That is a let's see.
I crave wanton destruction.
That will be
Is that right?
So make a. That is going to be athletics versus. Well, it's not going to be versus. It is athletics, and according to this, that will be a hard task.
Oh, this will be interesting then.
So that is 3 difficulty. Oh, and also because actually you spent because Carnival spent a story point, I got another one. I'm upgrading the difficulty on that.
Oh, you bitch.
So that is going to be 2 purples and a red.
You
versus 3
grade A
greens.
bitch.
Brought this on yourself.
Ha ha!
You,
Fuck
Nice.
off!
you kick open the door and it opens.
I love how defeated you fucking sound. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, because that actually could have gone really bad. So you kick open the door and it just opens.
See, fuck puzzle bullshit.
So you see that does actually it's a staircase leading down. You could go down that way, or you could continue down the hallway you were actually on.
Let's just start slamming open the doors in the long hallway. I'm just saying.
So before you actually start kicking it down, you do notice that all the doors have letters next to them. Starting, let's see. So basically, you have doors going A through M, and at the very end of that hallway, there is a set of double locked doors or double doors that have a special key lock next to it, and yeah.
Maybe I should have learned to play Moonlight Sonata.
Also, as you just slightly jiggle, you notice that all the rooms are locked.
Well,
Time
time to break shit.
to.
I'm
wait, no, I
out.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Kick the lock.
Lyla kind of holds down and it's like, wait a minute. Does anyone have any good? Just kind of let's look at the locks and see if we just pick these things open.
Coward. Thought you were cool.
Who told you that?
I was gonna say, I was gonna say I was cool until the robots with the guns came out.
Alright. Skullduggery.
Coward.
So the way I'm gonna handle this is I'm gonna say that you just spend a while trying to pick the locks. Like I'm not gonna have you say, "Oh, do a check on each of these doors."
Okay.
A through M. Do it.
Actually, what I could do is I could have you basically I could have each both Def and Carnival. I could have you each roll your skullduggery checks. And basically have you just try and check the doors to the side.
I have 2 greens. It's nothing, but I have 2 greens.
That sounds fine to me. Death, go first, though.
Yeah. Alright. So, are we making a skill check?
Skullduggery.
Skullduggery. Let's call these. Whoop, these are. Let's see. These are average checks.
Okay.
So two difficulty.
Alright. So, I have apparently just an advantage in general for this.
Yes. So I will add an advantage to your roll.
Alright.
Whoop.
Fuck.
Dang.
Oh, that's gone.
There you go.
Alright.
Oh, I brought that one back.
Alright. That failure.
So
Two
you have
advantages.
3 advantages. So you don't break, or so you don't end up actually opening any of the doors on your side. But I'll just say you were working on ones that are few, like you were just working on a few of them. So Carnival, you work on.
So,
Yeah, so how about this? I'm going to say that you have 3 advantage. So I'm going to have Carnival, you roll yours.
right. Well, no, it was mine. It was just two yellows, 1
2 yellows and 1 green.
green,
Okay.
red.
Oh, not the red. Sorry. Okay. That is 4 successes. So between you, you have 4 successes and 3 advantage. So you were able to open all of them.
All right.
And also, the one thing you notice is that you did so without making any sound. Actually, with that, let's see. You happen to open. Let me check something. You open a. Let's see. You open room. One of the rooms. Let's call it C. And you happen to notice in room C, all the rooms inside are actually they are small, actually pretty decently furnished apartments. They don't have a kitchen because they have like the dining room, but they have a decent sized bedroom where they have like a desk and all that, and like their own bathroom and all that, or like a small bathroom.
I'm guessing
Do they have occupants?
I'm sorry, what was that?
DM go first.
Do they have occupants?
You go into room C and you do happen to see that there is someone laying in the bed, very sound asleep.
Hog time.
I mean, I don't have objections to that. You DM.
No.
Hog time.
So basically, you all come across. Lyla kind of pulls out the revolver. Also, actually, she puts away the revolver, brings out the sword, and basically, kind of looks to Iravia and says, "Okay, let's make sure he doesn't make any noise. Knock him out.
Isn't he already asleep?
Let's make sure that he stays for a while."
Okay. Just gonna punch him upside the side of the head.
Okay, so you, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, what is the statistics of this guy? So you do a brawl check with 2 additional boost die, so 2 blues.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
and
Hey,
let's see.
cripples.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, does he? Actually, they should. Huh. So it's going to be, huh. I was gonna say because weird. So 1 purple.
Oh, this is brutal.
To success is 1 threat. So basically, you knock him out. Basically, you just slug him, and you just knock. He is in fact knocked out. The thing is, though, so you knock him out, but it makes a. Let's see. You know what? You knock him out, but you kind of put too much force into it, so you take 1 strain because you kind of sort of strain your hand.
You broke the bed.
I should have gone for the chin.
Yeah. So he is knocked out. So I take it that you basically, because I think one of you has a kind of a toolkit.
Yes.
Wait. Actually, I think. Oh, she doesn't. I thought that Lyla had a survival kit on her. Let's just say that you happen to have you happen to have some rope with you.
I was gonna say we could have just torn up the sheets and used them.
Oh, that works too. Yeah. How about you use the sheets and tie them up?
Yep, tie him up. And gag him.
Yep. And after you do that, Lyla just takes the pillowcase out of a pillow for good measure and then just puts it over his head, but gives him room to breathe. So he's blindfolded as well.
We're the good guys.
Yeah, so basically, Lyla's like, okay, that should give us time. And then you happen to also, as you do that, you look over and you see the loaded assault rifle next to him. So it was like, yeah, we need to take care of him.
Why would you sleep with a gun loaded?
Why wouldn't you?
That's asking for trouble.
If we're dealing with what we're thinking.
Look, I'm just saying, people do dumb shit in their sleep. I've seen it. I've done it.
So Lyla chooses to basically then let's see. Lyla kind of points out, maybe we should maybe we should see if there's any identification in the room. See if there's anything that could identify.
Sure.
So who has highest perception?
Mine's 1 yellow, 1 green.
2 greens.
1 yellow, green.
1 yellow, 2 greens?
Yes.
And what was yours, Death?
2 greens.
Okay, so Carnival, why don't you make the roll? Or why don't you bring the
No,
dice
this
in?
is asking for problems.
Greens.
You doomed us all.
Any yellow?
Ah!
Yellow.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And let's see. Well, there's no. I'm just gonna put 1 difficult.
My tower.
That was 1 failure, 3 advantages. So you don't exactly find any specific identification. However, you do find some paperwork though. That does have a few names on it. Basically, it is a letter that is addressed, basically pointing out to one. Let's see. The letter is associated with. It is from one.
No!
It is basically it is. You see that it is a letter from a. It is basically a letter from a Benjamin Brody. That is
What a
addressed.
terrible name.
That is addressed to a Lyle Goodrich. Basically, and it is a letter asking him to help out with essentially a job that they're trying to do. It doesn't go into much descriptive on what it is, but basically, it is a lot of like it's nothing that you can tell exactly what it is, but you can tell that it's for basically doing a job, like it's doing a job of nefarious something that they don't want to be super descriptive of.
Some real evil shit.
Oh dear. Oh dear. We've got plans. I don't know how much of this is probably admissible, but we've got something they're been planning.
Yeah.
And depending on how long this building's been abandoned, well,
I mean, from what I saw, they were planning a movie night, so it could be piracy. I'm just saying. Had a lot of movies.
Okay.
Perhaps we should interrogate this Mr. C here. See what he knows. I know somewhere we can go.
Well, right now he's knocked out. So,
Yeah, for some weird reason.
what you could do is have him basically. You could try and investigate some of the other rooms.
I want to investigate.
Not if they have inhabitants.
So, yeah, do you want to? Also, one other thing I will say, you picklock the rooms of the other ones. You notice that you could not, basically, you did not quite touch the big room at the end of the hallway, though. That one is still locked. But you could investigate some of the other rooms.
I want to investigate.
So
Let me do it.
yeah, so Lyla just says, I'll keep an eye on this guy. Why don't you all investigate the other rooms?
If I must.
So let's see. How about each of you make a perception check?
Do you know what difficulty?
That will be, well, they're unlocked, so you're essentially that'll be a average, so 1 difficulty.
One difficulty.
Okay.
All right. So okay, yeah. So one.
You
said average before and had to be 2.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, sorry, that is average.
Easiest one.
Yeah, easiest one. Yeah. Actually, theoretically, you could all put the dice in the center and just do one big roll.
Oh,
Yeah, let's fucking do it. This will be hilarious.
Sure.
See that.
No, I want to roll them. I want to roll the big pile.
So yeah, perception added 2 yellow. Sorry, 1 yellow and 2 green.
Yep.
Now put them in. I must roll.
So all 3 of you.
Yeah.
Why are there
once? Fuck it.
There should be. Why are there 4 difficulty dice?
Oh, there only need to be 2 for
no,
everyone.
well, no, because it's basically it's each person puts. There should be 3. So everyone puts in their the dice for their perception plus the 3 for each of you doing a difficulty.
Okay.
So Carnival needs to put their perception. Your perception is only 2 die or 2 green.
It's 2 green and 1 yellow.
2 green, 1 yellow. So in the end, there should be
2 yellows and 5 greens.
Yeah.
Carnival, my God, you're so slow.
2 yellows, 5 greens, and 3 difficulty. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Hopefully this thing doesn't crash. 4 successes with 2 advantages.
Cool.
So basically, from that, you kind of search the thing. You don't see any other inhabitants. But you do happen to notice that in one room, you happen to notice one room that is particularly messy. You find another one of the papers from Benjamin Brody, who basically the letter is assigned to or is associated with let's see, I keep on forgetting where I put my document, to an Aldo Eckert that you find in a particularly messy room, and basically one that looks like it is basically is in there and then basically just for sleeping and then nothing else, but except for that one letter.
Okay.
You also happen to find in another room, you find that it has been used as essentially a storage locker that was keeping a whole bunch of dry rations and also basically a bunch of supplies. You also happen to notice a whole bunch of like random assorted robotic parts, like random like robotic arms and legs. To look for a humanoid automaton, like a very crude one, I should mention also. Other than that, you find that's pretty much what you find. There was a few other ones that looked like it was storing some other things, but nothing like major. One thing you do also happen to find is a key, basically a keypad, or not a keypad. You find a note, basically a post-it note, that is right next to, actually in the messy room, that has the numbers 4132 on it.
Seems like a dumb number.
412.
4132.
Was the lock on the big door like a keypad lock, or was it a?
It is not a keypad lock.
You know what? I'm gonna go down the stairs. Fuck this.
Before you do, we'd have a chat with Mr. C.
He's probably still passed out.
He'll be woken up.
You could try waking him up.
Sure. We have enough magic to try and wake him.
If you wake him up, I'll help out. I'm just saying.
So is that what you want to do?
Well, no. First, Nelos is going to go and take him back to the room with the view.
The room with the what?
The
the observatory?
Outside. Yeah, observatory.
Okay. Any particular reason why you're taking that there?
Because we cleared that area and it seems like it's off from everywhere else.
Okay.
In case he starts shouting.
Okay. So you take him back to the observatory, and basically place him on the O-shaped chair, and
Yes,
basically you find some mechanism to tie him to, and then basically as all four of you stand there, I believe there was a door that you essentially like close it down, and then you just let's see. You basically close that door, and then you just tie him up to it, and you just kind of try and shake him up. Yep.
Let's punch him back to awake.
Okay. So let's see. So what? Because technically, really, any of you could do it, or basically, technically anyone that has like the 3-int could probably try this with moderate success. But do you could do a medicine check to try and see and wake him up.
Sure.
Who wants to try it?
I'll do it.
Sure. I've got. How much do you have?
Let's make it that'd be a relatively easy one, I think. Yeah. So I think take it easy.
All right.
Net
failure with 3 advantage.
So he doesn't wake up. But let's see. Okay, 3 advantage. How do I do it? You wake him up, but in the process, you hear him kind of babble, like kind of murmur something, and you hear him murmur. Let's see. You hear him murmur. Basically, let's see. You hear him mumble. Basically, think about what information to give. You hear him mumble. Essentially, like, yeah, Mac, they're in the. Yeah, I checked. They're in the. I made sure they're in the cell. They all should be back in the cell.
Cryptic.
Riveting stuff.
Okay. Find a prison cell here. Great.
Do you want to try
Anyone
waking him
else
up
want to take
again?
a crack at waking him up?
I can try medicine.
I was gonna say I don't have medicine, so
Yeah.
I have a plan B.
if there were other ways to wake him up, I sure would. But
3 green. You said.
Yeah, 3 greens in an easy.
So I'm guessing Elmis is just cobbling together stuff found around.
Yep. Okay, you succeed.
Nice.
So basically, he wakes up, but in the, I'm trying to think if that's enough, because you rolled 3 successes with 1 threat. So you wake him up, and he's tied. But the thing is that the moment that he wakes up and he basically he kind of like you're kind of like waking up, like kind of like getting close to his face, kind of like slapping him up. The thing is, he wakes up, and then the moment that he wakes up, he kind of like is like groggy, and then sits for a second, and then immediately tries to kick you off, which kind of throws you off and kind of throws you against a wall, making you take 1 strain.
All right, that's
All right, so Nelos is going to punch him
Why?
because he just attacked Elm.
Oh, also, you remember how many successes you had on the initial knockout punch?
I think it was 2.
Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah.
Okay. So in that case, I just need to be if you're punching him, I need to check something. So your brawl is 3, right?
Let's see, my brawl is
Torpo,
2.
yours.
Mine's 2. It's 2 yellows and a green.
Oh,
Same.
sorry, I meant your brawn. Yeah, your brawn's 3.
Oh, my brawn is 3. Yeah.
So
Also, I have the punching gloves on.
that too. So I'll throw that on there. Okay, I just need to make sure because I may need to start keeping track of damage.
Yeah, so we don't actually kill the man, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, no, just in case I need to start initiating combat.
Oh, yeah, I was just going.
So, yes, you. Okay, Death, you could try and punch him.
All right. All right, and what check is that?
So that is going to be a brawl.
All right.
That's going to be brawl. You are going to get at least a boost die because he is tied up. Probably 2.
Okay.
Yeah, get 2. Yeah, 2 boost die, and that is going to be easy.
Okay.
Because I believe he is tied up and also blindfolded.
No, I don't think we blindfolded him. I think we just...
No, because remember,
No, he's blindfolded.
Lyla put the pillowcase on his head.
Yeah, he's.
Oh,
he
yeah,
can't
yeah,
see
go.
shit.
He's also gagged, so you might want to do something about that.
He's not. Oh.
Yeah, but I mean,
Little bit.
his nose is open
All right, so
until we close it by punching it shut.
No, I'm just saying, if you want him to talk, you might need to do something
Well,
about it.
we were in the process of doing that.
All right, so it was. You said 2 boosts
And
and 1 difficulty.
2 boost, 1 difficulty, and yep, that is what you would roll. And you also had the punch gloves, right?
I do, but she's using brass knucks for this.
Okay. So. Okay.
Huh.
So you got
A triumph?
you got 3 successes, a threat, and a triumph. So let me.
Plus, he got a concussion.
So well, here's the thing.
That's why you don't aim for the head.
So if I look at for triumphs, oh, that's a spare. Never mind. Okay, so basically, the triumph, what that's gonna do, is basically he kind of like he also let's see, you have brass knucks.
Yeah,
Okay, so that is let's see, what is that damage wise?
it's like
Plus
1.
1. Let's see, plus 1. So
and 3 disorientation.
3 disorientation. So that is 7 damage plus disorient. Okay, so disorient for basically he's taking 2 for any checks that he does, he's taking 2 setback die now.
Hmm.
So yeah, he is hurting and also he is very disoriented. So he basically is kind of stunned, and you can, yeah. So basically, your punch landed very well.
Yeah. So yeah, she punches him in the face and says, "Settle down."
Okay. So he just kind of sits there for a moment, and then, basically, I take it you try and like ungag him and unblindfold him, or do you want to just ungag him and leave the blindfold on?
Ungag him and leave the blindfold on.
Okay.
Now, I want you to be nice and quiet now until I ask you a question. Do you understand? Nod your head. Once for yes, twice for no.
He nods his head and basically yells out, "Who the hell are you guys?"
Nelos just looks at Lyla.
Lyla looks like and basically says, "None of your damn business." To which, he basically says, basically he just kind of stammers for a moment and just kind of goes. He basically just kind of shuts up.
I almost want to grab one of his hands just in case.
Um,
For reasons.
yeah.
Just hold on to it. Reassure him there's somebody there, and also break his fingers if he fucks up.
How do you do good cop, bad cop?
No, it's just bad cop.
Actually, I just
Bad
realized.
cop, worse sort of cop.
Let me check. Also, what was? Can you do me a favor and check what the crit rating on the brass knucks? Was it 4?
Yes, it's a 4.
Okay, because technically a triumph, I think you can. I think on a triumph you can automatically do the crit, but I felt like the roll was I think the
Not
the
trying
detriment.
to kill him. So.
Yeah, so I felt like okay, so anything else anyone wants to say?
Tell us who you are.
Basically, okay, so I want let's see. I would say he basically says it's like I'm just trying to figure out how to do this without making you roll every single time. Basically says I don't know.
You don't know. You don't
Sounds
know
like a load of shit to me.
Like, look, I'm just doing this job as a helping out a friend. I don't know what they're doing.
Friend.
I don't know him that well. He's just I met him through a friend. I think his name is like his name's Ben or something.
God, what a lame name. Okay, but what did he have you do?
He just wants me to keep an eye on like he just I was just here to keep an eye on things.
With the fully loaded assault rifle?
Like I don't know what's out there.
Which one of these is the detect lying skill?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I need to do that. Who like basically I was talking to Nelos, I think.
I was the one who initiated the question, but
yeah,
Torpid's
so
also
it was
been
just
asking
us.
questions.
So I am going to have him do. Actually, what is his ranks in that? This could be bad. Yeah. So he is going to try and pull. Somebody check me. Can some? Oh, deception is. Let's see. What's deception?
It's cunning.
Cunning. I believe you are idiots. Okay, they're not as idiots. So let me check this. Actually, I might as well do it here. So Death, what is your vigilance?
My vigilance? 1 yellow die.
Just 1 yellow die? Okay, so he needs...
Yeah.
Okay, so
should I roll vigilance instead?
Well, though, because he's trying to... Well...
It's along to both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't... Just for giggles, why don't we have roll against Torpo? So here's the thing. So it's going to be an opposed check. So it is him that's making the check. So I need to have him do two greens, 2 black, then what's your vigilance?
My vigilance is 2 yellows and a green.
So 2 challenge and a difficulty. For those playing the home game, that is 2 black, 2 green, a purple, and 2 red.
Well, you might want to spend a point here, Torpid.
No.
I would say you could.
It's not against... I'm the one causing those die.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because this is an opposed check.
Yeah.
This is
right.
And I don't have it,
check.
and I don't have any die to make it any better. You could make it even worse, but
No.
might as well. This is just gonna.
Yeah, no, this is...
slaughtered.
Okay, let's just go.
Please, for the love of God. 4 failures and 2 advantages.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you could tell he is lying out of his ass.
I'm breaking a finger.
Okay, let's see. I'm just trying to think mechanically how that works. I believe you can, rather than doing that, I think what you can do is there's a combat thing for doing a specific like thing. But basically, yeah, he like lies, and he can tell that basically he's not doing anything. He takes 2 strain.
Wrong answer, dipshit.
So he, I believe, is like, he starts to sweat a bit.
What the fuck were you doing here?
What is your intimidate?
My intimidate? Or do you
Or
mean
your
like
coercion? Your coercion.
That is in fact 2 yellows and a green.
Okay. Do that against. Let's see. Coercion goes against discipline, of which you have to have 2. So there's actually two. Let's see, two difficulty, but also an additional. Since it's on your end, you get a boost die.
Yeah.
Okay, so there. So yeah, basically he basically buckles and is like, he basically is like shit. It's Orion, man. They had us do all this. My friend got all involved in that bullshit, and now he wants me to do this. Now I'm gonna die because of it.
Do what?
Like, I don't know exactly what the extent. Like I'm just muscle here trying to keep it. They're keeping like, I don't know how to describe it. I've never seen it before. They're keeping something in the basement, and I don't know what it is. Also, it's just some weird ass shit.
Who else is here besides you?
Got 3 others.
Let's see, and do they not have names either? Or do you suddenly remember yours?
Look, I just know them mostly on a first name basis. Got 2. We got kind of a scrawny guy with us, kind of a nerd, kind of spends most of his time in the basement working on those damn computers. Then we got another muscle here. Name's Mac. And then we got Ben. He's kind of the brains behind this. I don't know where he is at the moment. He kind of bums around.
And Mac?
Mac, he's probably patrolling something.
Amazing we haven't seen him.
Yeah, also I don't know how good they are, but Aldo's got a bunch of these weird ass little gremlin robots wired up. Those you probably already seen those suits of armor. Thought it'd be clever. It's not very clever when you give them guns.
Nah, it's fine. We broke him.
Of course.
Not even on purpose, too, is the impressive part.
That Aldo kind of talks a lot of like he's some genius mastermind, but he's just a damn nerd.
No. I was hoping Elmis would get shot, but your guy sucks.
Hey,
Who are you?
Don't worry about that.
It basically is like, look, I don't know what you want. If it's money, there's nothing here.
I've noticed.
There's just a bunch of books and art. We're gonna take that, but I think you probably get art. But I don't know if that's even worth anything. It's all too obscure. I don't even know if there's any price for it.
Yeah, also the books, I can assure you, aren't worth a damn thing.
Figured.
Also, they're all torn up now.
Okay,
It's pretty fun.
I bet.
Not that you would know what that's like.
He just kind of looks up and then just kind of puts his head down.
So I'm thinking we should gag him and leave him tied up.
yeah.
Let me.
So basically he's like, look, if anyone finds me up here, they're gonna be mighty pissed. They kind of go all
They
over
won't.
everywhere.
It's fine, you're not even real.
What?
What?
Don't worry about it.
He just kind of puts his head down. So yeah, then what do you want to do with him?
I'll put the gag back on.
Yeah, gag back on. Otherwise,
Okay,
he's the only one
So-
here. We can probably go ahead and go for that last door then.
Okay, so yeah, you gag him and then basically do what were you planning on doing with him?
Just leaving him tied up and gagged.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there a door on this room?
Just leading out.
Alright, we'll lock the door behind us.
Okay. So you're going to make an attempt on that last door?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can tell that it is a you see the lock on it. You do see that it is somewhat modern and also somewhat like some sort of, there's mechanical components to it, or like not mechanical. There is actually like some sort of techno-mechanical elements to it.
So do we do the same combined roll thing, DM using skullduggery and me technomancy?
You could do that, or you could do
Sure.
one or the other with the other giving boost die. But that would basically be someone does the action. I can tell you that doing it through skullduggery is going to be harder than doing it through technomancy.
Well, let's do it through technomancy, and I'll give the boost.
Okay. So Carnival, since you're also good at skullduggery, I'm going to give you an additional boost die. So basically roll a hard, I believe a hard technomancy check with 2 additional boost die.
Yellow. That's 3 purple, right?
Yeah, 3 purple. Yep. Big bucks, no whammies.
God damn it!
You get shocked again.
God damn it! I'm just not.
Well, now you don't have to imagine the stove anymore.
Actually, now I just realized technically any time I did a technomancy check, I should have had you lose 2 strain. But I'll just give it to you.
Oh well, do it in the future.
Yep. So you want to try one more time?
Sure, why not? Let's go for it. Hell yeah!
Hey, you succeeded. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, I know what
Is
it
that
looks like.
Carnival's first success of the game?
Yes.
No, that's not my first success of the game.
No,
When
it's
was
first,
your other success?
Technomancy success, but also. So at that point, Elvis, she's just kind of pissed, and it just kind of just brute forces it, and at that point, that's what
Yep.
just
So,
basically causes the door to explode instead. Just
well, the lock essentially basically just opens. So I take it you want to enter?
I'm entering.
yeah,
So basically you all enter the room and you see that it is a large bedroom with a essentially there is a large bed that has a kind of a large kind of area that you could basically almost a conversation pit, but like a large table with a bunch of chairs next to it.
Wait, chairs you say?
But also there is a fireplace, and right over the fireplace, you see a giant banner that essentially has the Orion logo on it.
Okay, but what kind of like pattern is on the bed?
It is red. It's red and fleece. Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.